Boom. I think it's going to be live in a second. It probably already is. And I'm just like, yeah. All right, what's up, guys? I am back at it again tonight with another live, with the completion of the Build Me a Stingy giveaway. Thankfully, the time has come. It is time to wrap it up. And so we're back here Saturday night. I'm sure most people have better things to do and hence won't be showing up. But see, we got some people building an audience. But I'm just going to dive right in and get back to work because I got a lot of crap to get done tonight before I can go to bed because I don't want to have to do this for a third night. We're doing this a two-part only. It's going to be two-part only. So, wait, let's get... I'm going to go to my little picture-in-picture image. We got the desk camera with the god-awful white balance still. Can't decide what's good on a white balance. Yeah, still can't decide. Whatever. And Chris is here with us, Fluxy FPV, the winner of the contest. I think Steele may be joining us later on. Who knows? I talked to him. I just got back from flying with John, Schizo, Steele, Willard, and our buddy Matt Brown, who's a British Airways 777 first officer. Every time he's in Atlanta, he hits us up and goes flying with us. So it was cool to see him again. Oh man, that wire's all frayed. I'm gonna have to fix that. Great. Another thing to do. All right, so I think what I'm gonna do to get started. Last night we got the frame assembled, well, mostly assembled. The flight controller wired up with the ESCs and the motors. So really, the only things that we're gonna be doing tonight is gonna be installing the receiver, the video transmitter, the board camera, mounting all the antennas, and the battery pad, little minor things, and wrapping up this build. Dang, look at those little Rotor Riot feet. I really dig these. I think after I finish your build, I'm gonna put those on my quad that I'm flying. I was talking to Willard today. He uses those 3D printed ones, and which I have not tried. Man, okay, that's weird. My chat was not updating. I'm like, why is there nothing happening in the chat? But it was like just chilling there. Now it's live. What's up, Skadoosh? And man, we got so many people in here. It's good. It's good. Wait, is Capper in here?
Capper?
Oh, yes. Capper is in here. Look at that. Cool. Alright, so, yeah, I'm going to get back to work. We have that TBS Crossfire, that fire that we're going to be putting on the quad for him. Now, I like to set up... there was a lot of question with this, and I was actually talking to the guys at FPV Model about the Betaflight F4 board and how to set up Crossfire. This was well before I had it, well before I had installed a V2 Crossfire receiver on any of my builds, and so all I had were was the V1, which didn't do the telemetry. But now, dang, that's some like crazy heat shrink that they give you for that little micro receiver. They give you all sorts of stuff. Look at this. There's like a breakout board, this connector, that connector. We only need like one of those. A spare antenna. I'm going to throw all this back in the bag, and I'll send that to you too, Chris.
Sweet.
But, there's like two. There's one that's the BST, which is not what we do. I think that's the BST. Yeah, the long one's the BST one. We use the short one. Alright. The short one's plenty long enough. Yeah, so I was talking to the guy, Jason from FPV Model, about doing Crossfire on the Betaflight F4 board, and I was like, how are you supposed to wire it up? Do you connect it? Because it has a S-bus, it has a whole, a pin out for S-Bus and a pin out for DSM. I was like, which one does the Crossfire have to connect to? And he's like, I don't know. But through some trial and error, I managed to figure out that all you have to do to get Crossfire working with the Crossfire and the telemetry over Crossfire is connect both the receiver and telemetry to one UART, to the same. So I'm going to connect them back here. What is this? This is UART1 to the TX and RX on UART1, along with the 5-volt supply right there. So it's like 4 connectors, boom, and then I'll have all the connectors that I need for Crossfire done. So what I'm going to do, let's see, there's 4 outputs on a V2 receiver. You know what? I didn't think to ask you this, Chris. Do you want the do you want to control the smart audio for the Unify through the Crossfire or through the Betaflight board?
Do it through Betaflight.
Okay, so that makes it easy. So I only need the 1 and 2 output on the receiver here. So I can take out those 2 closest pins to me. I don't know if you've ever done this before. I actually learned this trick from Peter, who used to be with Flight Test. He now has his awesome channel now. I don't know if you've seen him blow things up, but he is quite entertaining. Peter Sripol. Yeah. Oh, Oni, what's up? Glad to see you in here. Have you been out flying your Mr. Steel alien? You know what would be so nice is a flight controller that had the breakout for Crossfire, so you could just plug this connector in. That would be so dope. But it doesn't exist, so we got to remove the wires. I do it with the little X-Acto knife here. Just be careful not to poke yourself. Pry up the little tab, and you can pull it out. And now we're down to just the connectors that we need. Yeah. Okay. And so what's everybody up to tonight? Yeah, it was an incredible gift. Your video with you, he told me he was going to send it to you, so I knew that that was coming. And but your video of you opening it up was pretty awesome. I liked it a lot. It made me tear up. It was sweet. Alright, so ground first.
Does that mean that I have to make a video of me opening my stingy that makes you tear up?
No, no, that is not the same thing. She was surprised. She didn't know it was coming. You're like, you know it's coming. It's funny, you know, so Willard is going to Minneapolis tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
If you're in Minneapolis, then you should totally annoy him.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit him with tiny whip.
Yeah, Chris hit me up and he's like, "Hey, Willard's coming. Is there anything you want me to tell him?" And I was like, "Oh man, it's too bad you're not gonna have the Stingy frame yet, or you could like fly a Stingy into Willard." I don't know if everyone in here has seen all of those things with Nick getting hit by Drew and the outrage, and then me hitting Nick, and everybody just thought it was funny. And then all the shirts with Wild Willie with the target on his face. And so today I mentioned to Nick that you were up in Minneapolis, and he was like, "Oh, so are you sending him the Stingy frame?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, it's not going to be there in time for him to chase me with it, is it?" So like he even knew that it was a thing and that it needed to happen, but no, I don't think it's getting there in time unless I like give it to him to give to you. But I don't know if I'm even going to see him before he gets on a plane, so it's not looking realistic for that. So what I'm doing here, I don't know if everybody else is like me, but these through-hole solder, for the most part, I just prefer, like, I wish they were all pads, but they're not, and so I just kind of fill them up with solder and then treat them as if they were pads.
So you were talking about doing like sim live streams, right?
Uh
Like my thing. I think we should do that. If you ever hop on Liftoff, I would love to get a couple races in.
huh.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think anyone can beat me on Liftoff.
Uh-oh.
I think I'm the fastest person on Liftoff.
That sounds like a challenge. I'm gonna.
I think anyone in the whole chat too. I really don't think any of them could beat me on Liftoff either.
I would like to
Oh,
see you go up against like
Vanover?
no, I wasn't gonna say Vanover. I was gonna say God, I'm Sean Taylor, because that dude
Oh
flies
yeah,
a lot of sims too.
he's fast. I never seen him on Liftoff though. I've seen him on Velocidrone a lot.
Yeah. So wait, so you're like primarily on liftoff then?
Yeah, for the most part. I always do their they have like pro league tournaments
Yeah.
every once in a while, and those are pretty fun.
All right. So that ground wire. Where's? Yeah, I need to get Velocidrone. I think that's the one that Steel has been playing a lot. I have Liftoff, but I think it's like an old Liftoff, and they have a newer one now or something.
If you have it on Steam, it'll just like update itself.
I thought that they did like a whole new one that you have to rebuy.
No, not yet. And I don't think that they are going to do that because I know that it was released as like a alpha or beta or something. But I'm pretty sure, would you pay like $20 for it?
I don't even remember how much it was. I want to say it was only like 5. Ground, 5-volt. Of course. Yeah, I don't know. I bought it like so long ago. Alright. Perfect. See, these even line up, so it just goes like left to right, right across when you do it on this UART one.
That's one thing that I haven't liked about all these 32-bit ESCs is it seems that everything is crossed. Like,
oh yeah?
like with every board that I soldered those on, all the wires are going to be crossed over. It'd be nice to just like shoot straight across.
Boom. Alright. I'm going to unplug my soldering iron tonight instead of completely killing a second battery. What up, Frank? Dang, Sting FPV. What's the hardest part of a build? The hardest part of a build for me is sitting down and doing the whole thing at a time. And I knew this was going to happen. I wasn't going to have everything I need. I mount these micro receiver antennas with a bunch of zip tie and heat shrink, and I have left my zip tie collection over on my other desk. So let's go get that real quick. Boom.
My liftoff name is Fluxy FPV. If you guys want to race right now, I'll get on there and race.
Dang. It's going to be like multiple inceptions of gaming. And what ESCs? So for everybody that's in here, if you look in the description, I didn't do this last night, which I totally should have. I'm going to have to copy and paste it onto the video. I have a full-on list. Well, it's not full, but it's pretty full list of all the components that I'm using and links to where you can get them for the most part. And so, yeah. But to answer your question, it is the Betaflight 32-bit 35 amp ESCs. That's a mouthful. And God, they look so pretty. I can't wait to put them on a quad for myself. I can't wait to get them wrapped with those clear, with the clear prop covers and the LEDs lighting up. That's going to look dope. Where? Dude, did I just...
Yeah, I really like that they have... Yeah, you did, didn't you?
Okay. I thought that I had screwed up, but I have my... I picked up the big zip ties, which normally for like whatchamacallit, the FR Sky receivers, I just use a bunch of these little zip ties, but for the Crossfire, it's a little bit longer, and I want something a little bit more sturdy, and so I use a bigger one, and I just have to chop off the base of it, because I'm going to mount it onto this standoff here. And so just take a zip tie, go ahead and get it closed off so that it's nice and started. Where are my pliers? Let's get those out too before I get too far into this process.
Yes, the LEDs are RGB. You can control them in the BL Heli 32 suite.
Yes. What color are you going to want them?
Oh, purple.
Purple. Isn't that what Oscar Liang went with?
I have no idea.
I think that's what he ended up doing. He was like, it's the brightest. Alright, so we got that guy there. You know what? I don't like that. I'm going to twist that around a little bit.
Yeah, if anyone wants to play liftoff, I'll start a lobby. Go race. Yeah, protect the LEDs. That is true. I think you're gonna put some props over them, right?
Yeah, all the ESCs are heat shrinked right now, and I am going to. I've got a set of HQ props that are clear that I don't really use, and I'm gonna cut pieces of those, and then we're gonna put it over it, and then hold it down with a piece of electrical tape on either end so that it's fully protected. It's not going to get busted that way. That's how I always run my ESCs. It's not foolproof. In a bad crash that you hit it just right, you can still kill them. I killed one in a head-on, an ESC in a head-on with Steel last weekend, and Steel killed an ESC today by smashing into a big metal chain in this parking lot. It was like hanging like 3 feet off the ground. He was like, "Ka!" Nailed it and killed an ESC. And then we were like, yeah, there's chains here, 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 and here. And then he went on his second battery, hit another chain, exploded, and he was all pissed. And then he went flying again and hit it a third time. I was like, damn it. Yeah, I don't know what to tell him at that point. So, let's see. Gonna measure this guy. Just kind of hold up the antenna, see where the end of it ought to be, and then I'm gonna cut just ever so slightly above that. That way the there's still zip tie protecting the antenna. Self-amalgamating tape. You know, I used that stuff for a good long while, the self-amalgamating tape, but I just found that it was a lot heavier than electrical tape and kind of a pain and expensive, and I went through it pretty dang fast, so I got away from using the self-amalgamating tape because of that. But yeah, that was a little thing that Code Red got me hooked on using that for a little while. It's funny, all the people in this hobby that you meet and the little tricks that you learn from them. Like the prop over the ESC, that was something I picked up from Tommy. Oh my god. Yeah. Just don't be afraid to notice something on someone's build and then start doing it yourself. Because especially somebody that's been around for a while and kind of knows what they're doing. Alright, that looks good there. So, I've kind of fed in the antenna. Wait, where is it? Yeah, fed in the antenna into this heat shrink tube with the zip tie. And I'm going to hit that with the heat gun so that the antenna doesn't move in there anymore. And then just set up a second antenna with zip tie. That's like right next to the mic, so I'm sure you guys are loving that.
Yeah, sounds real good.
All right. So that's all done there. Pull you in here. And a second zip tie. So I'll put the antenna going up. And where's the telemetry pad on the ESC V2? Okay, so the newest version, Louis Rodriguez. I don't know if it's Louis or Louis. I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong. But that's the cool thing about the newest version of the ESC, which I don't think it's out yet. At least the information isn't up on FPV Model's website. You can see the blue wire that I have here are the telemetry, and it's just on, I don't know if you can see that or not. Basically, on the opposite side of the signal pad is a telemetry pad. So you don't have to wire it to some weird place in the middle of the ESC. It's just ground on top, signal on top, bottom, backside is telemetry. It's really nice. I definitely like that. I don't know if I would have wired up telemetry with them if it hadn't have been for that. Okay. I know I'm doing this kind of off camera, but it's hard to hold the frame and all the zip ties and kind of get it going without breaking an antenna and doing it on the table. So I'm just going to get this over here started, and I'll show you what I have done. Yeah. Are you already on liftoff there, Chris?
Yeah, I got a few people in here. Actually, a full lobby.
Dang. Okay. So, what I've done now is I just took another one of those big zip ties with big zip tie, used a little zip tie to connect it onto the frame so that we've got another perpendicular place to connect this ground plane out here. And some of it is going to be exposed right here as it wraps around, but we're going to fix that with just a little dab of hot glue to make sure that it doesn't break or anything. Boom. Got that. Careful not to mess that guy up. Where is my heat shrink box? There it is.
No one has enough capacitors for race flight.
Everybody's killing their race flight boards. I don't know what's up with that. Alright, so see, I got the heat shrink over the zip tie with the antenna in it, and then just hit that up with the heat gun. I'm fancy, I don't even have to use a lighter. Once again, I'm going to try to keep it away from the mic. Alright, so antenna is mounted, receiver. I'm gonna, you know what, normally I put the double-sided sticky tape on the side with the bind button, but you're gonna need to hit that bind button when you get it.
Yeah.
So, let's see what I can do with this. That there is connected. Come on. Connected. And You know, I may just do it diagonally like that. And the bind button's up. Antenna is out of the way.
So, do you storage charge your batteries after every time you go fly, or do you just leave them discharged?
Not after every time I fly. If like tonight, I'm not gonna touch my batteries till tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, I'll charge up the ones that are discharged, and then the rest and then just go back out and fly. And I'll resort them so that the ones that have the ones that I charge up tomorrow morning will go to the bottom of the bin, so that I fly the ones that have been charged the longest first.
Okay.
But as far as storage charge, I will put them at storage charge when I leave. Like, so Monday I go back to work for 4 days, and I'll put them at storage charge for while I'm gone. But that's really it.
Okay.
What about you?
I don't know. I like to baby them. I don't do it the same day, but I will wait another day. I'll bring them, like when I come home from flying, I'll leave them, and then probably the next day the same. I'll bring them all back up to 15.2.
Gotcha. Yeah, on the days when I'm not working, I pretty much fly every single day. So, it's rare that all of my batteries could hold a charge for more than, a few days. It happens. I used to be like, I don't know about babying them or being like, but I would go out of my way to make sure that they got the storage voltage and all of that. But anymore, I'm like, close enough.
Yeah, I mean, most of the time I can get a decent amount of flight time, especially with the motors that I run, to where I'm comfortable landing at storage voltage, like I feel like I get enough out of it, like 2.5 minutes ish.
Yeah. Alright, so there is our 100 likes in 2 minutes. Go. How many likes is it at? I don't even know where to see that on what I'm looking at.
39.
I appreciate the enthusiasm, Sting, for sure. Ooh, we got that shiny new Rotor Riot Run Cam Swift 2.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. I dig the colors with the black and white camo. Definitely works. And you run Foxeer, so I'm gonna make sure to send you the OSD adapter things that you can change any settings through the OSD for the camera. I'm gonna have to make like a box of crap to send with you. 1, 2, 3. That's the 3 wire. I only need the. I don't want you to plug it in wrong. I'll make sure that I send the one that's got all the wires. Or I will wire up the one that has all the wires. How about that? I'm not doing the battery voltage through the OSD because that's not on the run cam.
On the run cam, no.
Yeah,
just turn the OSD off on the run cam. I don't need none of that.
Yeah, I agree. I don't like all of that. Let's see. How's this wire going? Yeah.
And I've never had a problem with Foxeer cameras. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Who said they had a problem?
Said poor guy having to run Foxeer. He says he hates his.
Oh, huh. I don't know. I think I had one of the Foxeers early on when it was like just the Foxeer HS 1177 clone, but I have not had much experience with them because I got into the Swift pretty early on, and I ran the run cam before the Swift too, and so I've had good experience with run cam, and I've just kind of stuck with them. All right. So
yeah, I mean, I feel like that's how it is with a lot of products that you use. Like if you end up trying something out first and it works, like why change something that works?
Yeah. Totally.
Lone Wolf. My name is Fluxy with a PH. PHLUXY.
Damn, all that self-promotion.
They asking.
No, I got no problem with that. I like it. All right, so we got all of those. I'm just gonna. There, you can have a blue wire in your package too. And let's cut this off here. That's gonna be more than enough, and then we'll figure it out after that. I want to double check something because I know that I'm pretty sure that I wired it to be 5 volts, but I want to just make sure that it's legit 5 volt. Whew. It's always, I never feel 100% confident plugging them in. Well, when I've got some fresh solder on it.
Yeah, you never know. Those little rogue solder balls.
I know. God, that would be the worst. Alright, boom, boom. Reading 5 volts. So it's definitely 5 volt there. I just want to make sure that I don't... I think this Swift will run off of like a pretty wide range of voltage. Yeah, 5 to 36 volts. So it would have been fine with whatever. But we'll get that 5 volt connector. And I'm going to pull up my board layout for the Betaflight F4 because I want to make sure that I know what I'm wiring to what.
I do it every time. I never... Don't matter how many times I've wired up the same like DYS board, I don't know where it goes.
Yeah, Skadoosh, I did run the run cams before it was cool. Like back just after we ran the PZO 420, which was the full-size board cam, and then we switched to the run cams, which were like slightly smaller with the metal case. They thought metal case was awesome because then we'd never kill them, but we still killed them.
Yeah, they...
Dude, I used to go through so many of the PZO 420s. I still have some. Who in the chat has been around long enough to know what a PZO 420 is? You tell me that. I'm gonna watch. It's gonna take a minute because I say stuff and then there's like a delay here. Okay. So we got the ground on the top there. All right, good deal. Voltage in, voltage, video in, video out. Okay, video in is the far side. Let's just, I'm gonna 10 up. Oh man. I totally screwed that up. Well, let's look at this.
Any good 16:9 cameras? I don't know of any. I've never tried a 16:9 camera.
Yeah, there were some that I remember seeing there for a while, but yeah, when my first build had Lumineer 1806s on it, Skadoosh. It was a QAV 250 with the Lumineer 1806s, so I remember those days too. Man, I just realized that I did not plan one thing out very well, and that is since I was planning to just tap into battery voltage for the whatchamacallit, the Unify, I have to take off the flight controller so that I can get at the backside. That kind of sucks. Because basically all of the positives are on the underside. For each ESC, they're on the underside, and for the XT60 plug, they're on the underside.
Why do they keep doing that? They can...
Well, it's just limited room, and I don't think it's... It really annoyed me when I first started working on these, but at this point, I'm kind of used to it. It's not that bad, but as long as you plan ahead, like, but this, I did not plan ahead. I thought I had everything wired that was going to need to be wired on the underside, and I was wrong. So now I have to take it apart and redo that. The Unify that I'm using here is going to be recycled out of another quad of mine, so I'm just making. And that one had a problem with the OSD, so I had to unhook the smart audio so that I could use the buttons on it to control it. Wham, wham, wham. Maytech F4. Yeah, sure. It's nice. I like the Betaflight F4. So, everybody likes what they like. The Betaflight F4 just works. Like, it's not the easiest to get wired up, I'm not gonna lie, but once it's done, it's baller. Okay, so I got all of that done. Let's just go ahead and take these guys off. That's tight. I'm gonna have to get some. Yeah, but a lot of people I've heard have been having issues with the DYS F4 just dying on them. Is that a thing? Has anybody else experienced this? Or is this just the rumor mill?
Yeah, it's never happened to me. I've got 3 of them.
I think Bot Grinder was saying that.
Did it happen to him?
Yeah. That after a crash it just wouldn't boot up.
Huh.
Yeah.
I know that they, when they came out with that 4-in-1 ESC, the pins that they put in, because they basically made it so that it was just a stackable thing and you wouldn't have to solder anything, so like little pins on the bottom of the board. Those pins are junk. If you hit like one good crash and those pins will all come loose and it just doesn't work anymore.
That sucks.
But that's all, yeah, it's only if you're using the 4-in-1. But basically it's like the pins are held on by some glue kind of stuff, and if you just go in there and like flow a little bit of solder on them, it fixes it. It's just a real pain in the ass to do because they're so tiny.
Okay, so this is yet another thing that is going to be really hard to see what I'm doing, and I'm just not going to even try to show, because I got to solder on the underside of the flight controller here. What else can I use to... Whenever soldering, be sure to use a bunch of batteries. Oh wait, that might work. No. Sometimes it's good to have helping hands. Oh man. I got all sorts
What's
of
a beginner-friendly PDB? I really think that, I don't know, pretty much anything that you're buying nowadays is all kind of wired the same if you're getting like a PDB, and I don't see any reason to use a PDB now.
Yeah, with the all-in-ones, everybody's moving either to an all-in-one flight controller or the 4-in-1 ESC instead of a PDB. There's not many people that are doing just a pure PDB anymore. That's why with the Stingy frame, like when we were working on that, we asked people, and for the most part, everybody said like, nah, don't even bother with the PDB. Because either people like had their favorite PDB, or it was, and you can't please everybody. Okay, I've got the angle. Okay, where's the wire?
Does even the new V2 KISS one need a PDB?
You know, I am not sure about that. Ooh, I accidentally moved my screen there on OBS. I don't know. Steele's running the new KISS prototype on one of his quads. I should ask him, but he is not here. You know what? I'm not gonna.
The mic is, I don't know, because I'm a computer nerd and I like having really nice things. It's just the setup that I decided I wanted to go with. I dabbled with live streaming a little bit here and there, but nothing ever really came of it.
Okay. So, I really hope this power lead for the video transmitter is long enough, because if it's not, I am freaking hosed on that. I'm going to have to undo it and do another one. That's long enough. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. Cool. I'm going to get the flight controller mounted back down, and then we can move on with the camera and VTX connectors. And then it's practically done. We just got to mount up the those two. Wait, this guy, my receiver antenna mount fell off. It's a little bit unstable until I get the top plate on and the second zip tie to hold this in. When you have usually with the little ones, I can leave the little nubbin on so that it doesn't come out of the zip tie around the standoff, but with the big one, I need to take that nubbin off because the short standoffs, there's just not enough height to get two zip ties to hold it in place. So, oh, the compromises we make. 3. So, are you schooling some fools over there on liftoff? Is that what's happening?
Oh my god. Yeah, I'm crashing a lot.
Has anyone taken you up and beaten you in liftoff yet?
No. No. I'm telling you. Bring them out.
Oh, that's funny. Okay. So we got all of that.
Guinness record for the world's longest build.
Wait, is Sean Taylor still going to Korea with his whole busted knee situation? I thought that he was taking some time off for recouping and recovering. I'm gonna have to go get a beer here in a minute. I didn't have one set up when I sat down and got started. Oh yeah, the skadoosh, the props were already balanced by the time that I got into the hobby. Thankfully, balancing props were not a thing that had to be done ever for me. Thank God. That looks like always looked like a real pain. Although I think there are some props on the market these days that could use some balancing still. Damn, throwing shade. No beers for Vanover. You better watch out,
Yeah,
Vanover.
my mom was in there.
You're gonna end up being like the next Luke Bannister, where every single event you got like Luke screaming at you, "Buy me a beer!" Don't be that guy.
Buy me a beer. Oh yeah, Vanover. If you want these hands too, I mean, if you got liftoff, bro, I think you can. I think you can get these hands.
Uh-oh. I think the gauntlet has been thrown, Vanover. Do you think that you can jump on liftoff and beat Fluxy FPV?
I'll even put it on. I'll do like the regional qualifier tracks. That's a track you know too.
Dang. He's gone quiet. Wait, okay, he's gonna re-download it. I kind of want to see this happen.
Oh yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna need. All right. Perfect. I am to the point where all I gotta do is tin the holes for the VTX and the camera, and then connect up the wires, and we are basically done with this bad boy, soldering wise. And then, dude, how long? Only 45 minutes tonight. We hit 100 likes. Way to go, Sting FPV. Regional finals track.
Yeah, the finals.
Okay.
Should be quite familiar with that one, huh?
Vanover, how long have you been flying for? Dude, Skadoosh, I don't know, you keep telling me that you miss my ripping. I've put out, like, I just put out a new video yesterday. Wait, was it yesterday? Day before yesterday? I don't know. There's a new vlog up. I had flying videos in the last weeks. I mean, I'm back at it, making content. I don't know how you're... Are you just not watching it? Is that what it is? Yes, I do want to get to China to do some flying. I do want to do that for sure. Alright, so where'd my phone go so that I can get on the outline. Video out, that's the second one. So, got a VTX here. Oh wait, let's get this one last pen before I got wires draped everywhere. Boom. TX. Okay. Whoa. What is up with that?
Because Mad Cloud, bro. Do you guys even vape out here? Like, what's good?
Thanks, David. Bro hug. God. All right, Dangerous. I'll try to keep the sexual sounds to a minimum. I didn't realize. Okay, so there's that camera connector. Boom. I'll go there with you. And cut that. And that. Who learned a power loop before landing? How can you learn to power loop before landing? I feel like that's an impossibility.
Didn't Stingy do like a power loop onto one of the tables at the IO? Like power loop the table and then land on the table?
I don't remember doing that.
Oh, Stingy, I mean Steel. What am I? The guy with the other mustache.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. I do know that the game of quad at the International Open was a lot of fun. Yeah. My favorite part was I played a game of quad against let's see, Luke Bannister and A-Nub, Zach Thayer. It's drawing a blank on his name. And they were schooling me, I'm not going to lie, because they were doing all sorts of, like, Matty stunts, like flying backward type tricks. And that's just not something that I do. I primarily go really fast forward and pick lines that I think look interesting and fun and power loop stuff. And I was just struggling with their backwards flying. I think I powered my quad directly into the ground going backwards. It wasn't pretty. And but I turned around and made them do the radio flip. Basically doing like a big split S over the object. I don't know what you want to call it, the structure that they had there for the freestyle course. And then flipping the radio, where you take it in your hand, you flip it and catch it. And all of those guys fly with straps. So number one, they'd have to take their straps off and hold their radios, which is something that's uncomfortable to them. And then on top of that, they got to flip the radio. And it was so funny. I think Tommy was in that. Was Tommy in it? I think Tommy was. And everybody's like sitting there practicing flipping the radio so that they can do it in the goggles without looking. And while Luke was doing it, he accidentally flipped the switch to arm his quad, and his quad just like took off from the table and slowly climbed out. And he got like 60 or 70 feet up and like halfway across the field before somebody pointed out that his quad had taken off, and he's just sitting there flipping the radio. Yeah. Dang. What up, Steel? You gonna hop in on the Skype or what? Alright, so that's all the connectors for the video transmitter. No.
Radio flip. Yeah, that sounds really difficult. I feel like
it's really things. Not. Like, everybody thinks it's like this crazy thing just because nobody had done it. And it's, oh, you're risking an expensive piece of gear and your goggles are on and you can't do it. Like, if you stand around, if you don't fly it with a strap, which I don't. Oh, shit. Actually, hang on a second, Steel. I'm going to end that and add you onto the current call. If you don't fly with a radio, and like with a radio strap, then it's really not that hard. Because you sit there and practice with flipping the radio to where you can do it while basically blind, and then once you can do it blind, you like if you do a split S or something, you have tons and tons of time to recover and grab it. Dang, that Mr. Steez. And that was the problem at the International Open, was it was like super easy for everybody. Man, okay. Where's the Skype?
Oh, Vanover. You should go look on the guides. You need to set like your endpoints to 50 or something, I think.
Why can't I move my... Whoa. Oh, I see. You look like you're dying, Steel.
Yeah,
what's going on?
Are you awake?
How do I... Okay. I don't know how to make them equal big size. Whatever. What's going on, Steel? Did you finally get some food?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I ate soups.
Yeah, Steele used to be just vegetarian. He recently switched to vegan, and so the place we went to eat tonight was not vegan friendly. I mean, he could have had some French fries, but that was about it. So, glad you got the foods on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm watching Big Mouth.
Dude, has anybody else in here seen Big Mouth? I started watching that like yesterday, and it is baller. Yeah, I don't know how to make him a proper size. Oh, wait.
Hashtag Peter the Penetrator.
I think I figured it out, but I gotta fix something first. Alright.
Vanover, if you press Shift Tab while you're in Sim, it should bring up the Steam menu. There'll be like guides right there.
The Steam menu.
Steam.
Oh man.
Okay.
Oh shit. It's 10 o'clock. Bro.
What you doing?
Broham.
Okay, so we're gonna kill that. Put this over here.
But bro.
Dang. Alright. I think that's gonna work. All of the things. I don't know if anybody else in here has done live streams before, but OBS is some like crazy baller software. That's all I gotta say.
That's all he's gonna say.
Yeah. Did you check any of your footage from today, Steele?
Nope. Don't give a fuck.
Dang.
I'm gonna edit some footage from like years ago when I flew harder.
Yeah. I don't know about what we did today. I think tomorrow, since it's raining, I'm gonna sit around and edit stuff from Westminster.
Dang, that's forever ago. I feel like I've
Dude. Yeah, it's over a month ago.
light years of experience since then.
Where'd my tool go?
I want to rip, but all my quads are all fucked.
Fluxy is still here. I think with the current call window, it's whoever talks, their video shows up. Like, say something.
Hello? Mic check?
Boom. See? And he's in. So, whoever's talking is going to show up.
I can see him.
I couldn't make the right window work for doing the Skype call with everybody visible. It's just hard to make it work in the streaming software to where everybody shows up. Dang, all the water drops.
Are you done with that quad yet?
Dude, I'm so close to being done. I'm right now doing the last 2 solder connections, and then all I gotta do is put the camera in place and mount the VTX and antenna, and then it is completely done. So, like, super close, but not done yet.
Hours.
Yeah, the runtime on this build so far is at 4 hours, which honestly, for me, that's really good. I take forever to build. Oops.
I want to play a video game, but I don't know what to play.
You can hop on Liftoff with Fluxy and
Fuck
Vanover.
Liftoff.
Oh, don't fuck Liftoff.
No, I don't really not like Liftoff. I hate Steam. Because it fucking makes my computer freak out.
Are you running the stupid big picture?
No, I had Steam on my MacBook. And it fucking wouldn't, the screensaver would never come on and Steam would never turn off.
Hater.
I like try to force quit Steam, but it would still be on and the screensaver would never come on. My screen would be like melting its face off at full blast, going all night, just like stuck on the internet screen.
Damn.
So I finally said, fuck this thing, and uninstalled Steam, but I still have Liftoff, so I can't really play it. But I'll play Velociderm until I feel like having the nerve to deal with Steam again.
Well, I don't know. I have both of them. I just prefer Liftoff. I like the Pro League stuff. Gives me a reason to actually like race.
There's your problem right there. I don't race. I don't give a fuck about that.
Dang. What up, Daniel? Sorry, go ahead.
I don't know. People, every time I play Velociderm, everybody wants to race. I can't even make it through 5 gates in a row, so I don't even do that.
Wait, are these long enough?
Luke, I played Rotor Rush as well, and I'm gonna be honest with you, Rotor Rush is just bad. The DRL sim is bad too.
I like the DRL sim.
Feels like the quads are like 1,000 grams.
You gotta know how to tweak that shit, fool.
That's because their quads are 1,000 grams.
I mean, I don't.
Oh.
Look at this thing. Look at this thing stuck on my TV.
What step am I on? I am currently... Basically, I just finished all of the soldering. The receiver's done. The VTX connectors are done. The only thing left to do is install the camera and install the top plate, and it's basically done. And then I'm gonna bail and deal with wiring or programming anything later. Alright.
You done.
Let's see, got that guy.
I want an Oreo.
You don't get an Oreo. Oreos are for winners.
I know.
I told everybody about your encounters with the chain today.
Fuck those chains.
Dude, I haven't seen you that pissed off over stuff in a while. Even when you dusted a quad in Atlantic Station, you weren't that upset.
No.
That chain got to you.
I mean, I hit it 3 times within the span of like five minutes. And it killed one quad, and then the other quad was brand new and has all prototype shit on it. And it was fucking explosive.
Oh, man. What up, Drew? Yes, this is the build that never ends. And screw you for getting that song stuck in my head. What was that? It was like a TV show for kids with the sheep on it that had this is the song that never ends. I'm not gonna sing it because I'm live and all of the people's
Lamb chops.
Lamb chop. That was it.
That was courtesy of Drew. I had no idea what the hell that was.
Yep. Drew watched some lamb chops too, and if you know that song, and just the mere mention of it will put that shit in your head for like days. Okay. Camera is connected to the side plates. Let's put the screws back in all the packaging for Chris so that he has extra everything.
All the extras.
All
my favorite.
The extras. Alright. All the extras, including all the extra packaging. Come on, Run Cam. Come on, everybody in the mini quad with the over packaging. It's ridiculous.
Let's sell a small product that's the size of a nickel. Let's put it in a box that's the size of a fucking shoebox.
Yep.
Sounds good to me. I just threw away like 8 Rotor Riot Run Cam boxes, and it filled up my entire fucking trash bin. I had to take my trash out.
Yeah, that's a little absurd. Okay, let's loosen this up a little bit.
America.
America.
What are my neighbors doing? They're really quiet. Hey!
Isn't the quiet neighbor like isn't that like the state that you want them to be in?
I've never heard them quiet before, and it's fucking like 10:30 on a Sunday or Saturday night. Where are they at? They're probably not even. They're probably out getting wasted, and they come home at like 3 in the morning screaming.
Damn. Alright. Yeah, with the camera plates on the Stingy frame, like, I dig them, but getting them installed properly the first time is always a little bit of a pain. I usually get everything in with the screws loose, and then once the top plate is screwed down the first time, then tighten up the standoff that goes underneath, and all the screws on the camera locking the angle down, because before that it's all kind of just wiggly. But once you screw everything tight, then you can take the camera top plate on and off, and it doesn't ever move. It's just so many points of contact and locking that it kind of... Dang, Quadbot calling you out, Steel, wondering where's the hot ladies are.
They're coming in hot, I can tell you that.
Them Bumble girls.
They're coming in hot, for sure. Oh my god, my legs. Oh!
Alright, everything is connected up.
I'm gonna make a fresh room real quick. I don't think all the people that I'm flying with right now are like the usual suspects.
Did Vanover ever get in there?
I think he's updating Steam. Steam.
America.
Number one again? Number one? What is it?
Dang, I hear some big mouth in the background.
Oh shit, hold on. I got it. Hold up. Hold up. Speaking of ladies coming in hot. Oh,
What's the matter?
I don't know. I gotta fucking pee, that's what the matter is.
Camera plate's not wanting to get into place. It's pissing me off.
That beanie though.
That's actually, I think Moke gave that to him back in the day. It's something they went to.
What?
Your beanie?
The beanie? Yeah, Moke's fucking brother knitted that shit.
Yeah.
Like a Magikarp?
Uh-huh.
That's pretty dope, actually.
Oh, it's real dope. It's chilling. I still got it. I was at a DRL thing. He was wearing it, and I was like, let me get that.
Let me get that.
What is going? You know what? Screw this. I'm taking the camera out. I don't know why, but the camera plates just are not wanting to cooperate on this thing. I think I think it's because the sticker that I've got on there is kind of getting in the way. So I'm just gonna do the camera after the fact, which I don't usually like to do because it's all a pain. I hate putting these things together. Damn it! Now the antenna's flopping around.
This is a serious. This is a serious ass build going on here.
Dude, this is super serial.
Is it Captain Crunch?
Uh-huh.
Nice.
Damn it, come on now.
Alright. Well, I'm gonna get off here so I can pee and watch this show.
Alright, man, thanks for coming by. I'll holler
Alright,
at you
homies.
tomorrow. Maybe it won't rain after all and we can go fly.
Okay.
Alright, talk to you later.
Have a good night.
Peace, Steve.
See ya.
Oh my god. Alright, I'm about to get frustrated with this. This is very much like government. No, Harry, Fluxy picked out the stuff to use. For the most part, I kind of... He was on beta flight and had used the DYS F4, and I suggested the beta flight F4 board. Okay, you know what? I'm taking this off, and I'm removing this. Oh yeah, that's in there tight. I'm going to take the stickers off around these camera slots. Because you can't see that section of sticker anyways.
Do you need to do anything special for Mac? You know, the only thing that I could think of is I was using like a skinny little wimpy USB cable at first, and it was kind of laggy, and then I popped on like a big heavy duty one, and that helped out. But I don't know. I never flown on my... I mean, I have a MacBook, but I really don't use it for much. Like schoolwork and stuff, that's it.
Dang, is Vanover trying to come up with excuses? Uh-oh.
I don't think... I mean, I wanted to get it working out. I want to race him, man.
Alright, so that is off. Dude, I'm never doing another live build again, guys, by the way. I'm going to do more live stream stuff, but the builds, holy crap, this is not intended to be done on a live video. It just isn't. I swear I think that camera plate's a little bit wider than the other one. You know, I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab something else. And I'm back. Alright. I had to grab a beer. And I also hit the camera slots with a file. And filed them out just a little bit. Oh, that fits much more better. They were just a little bit on the tight side.
Oh, better.
Yeah. Oh, that one's a little on the loose side now. It might have just been... I don't know if it was one camera plate was thicker than the other, or if just one of the camera slots on this frame was not quite wide enough. And, wait. J-Tan. What did J-Tan ask? I'm, like, failing to keep up with you guys on the chat here. Aussie retailers. Yeah, dude, that's something we've worked on, and it just hasn't happened, unfortunately, for Australia.
Augusta, Georgia. I used to live out in Georgia. I was in the Army for 4 years. I lived in Savannah. Augusta's not a bad little place.
Man,
I'd actually go there to play paintball.
me and Steele almost got arrested in Augusta on our way to go see Phil the last time when we both did those Charleston vlogs. We tried to sneak in and fly the inside of the abandoned mall there, and there was a cop just like chilling, waiting to bust people, and
it's crazy. They've had full blown like Milsim airsoft games in that mall.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that guy in particular was just like bored and parked nearby. Like maybe somebody will go in.
maybe somebody will come strolling over here today.
Yeah. I think maybe he was just like parked doing paperwork nearby or something. Because we literally like pulled in, drove around it, and saw it. It's like it was really boarded up, and we found like one little entrance that wasn't completely sealed off, and Steele like snuck in, and the second he snuck in, the cop came ripping around the corner, and he was nice enough. He didn't arrest us, but he did take down all of our details. And he was like, if you ever show back up here, you'll be arrested for trespassing. So, no going back to the abandoned mall in Augusta for me.
Damn kids in your whirly-copters. Yeah, I've never had a bad experience with the police and FPV. Most of the time, like, I've got like a set of little teleporters, like show them what you're doing. They're pretty cool with it.
Yeah, for the most part, like police and everything. I've even had the cops called on us when we were in like this soon-to-be construction site, but they just cleared out all the brush underneath the trees, and it's in a residential area, and one of the neighbors had called the cops on us, and the cops showed up, and he was just like, man, looks like you guys found a great place to fly those things, huh? We were like, yeah, we think so. And she came over and was she was kind of pissed that he was so friendly with us, and he came back and he's like, so how long y'all gonna be here flying them? We were like, I don't know, maybe an hour or two. He's like, I think I can keep her busy that long. He was super cool.
That's dope.
Yeah. So, okay, jeez. This camera took a lot longer than anticipated.
I think it'd be pretty cool. I wonder if they'll let me race tiny whips with those guys on Monday. They're like racing tiny whips in a bar out here.
Nice. Maybe.
These guys.
Who knows? Okay, so we got... Dude, this is one of the cooler things on this build, is this little nugget right here. It's a antenna mount for... It's got receiver antennas too, but since we're using the Crossfire micro receiver, we can't do the it doesn't really work with those. But we got the UFL, the AXI antenna with the UFL adapter. Just slides into that nugget like that. Boom. And this guy's going to come out over here eventually. So we'll do that. And
yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm probably going to be like doing some Mall of America flying this winter. At least tiny whooping in there.
That'll be cool. I wonder how that's going to go for you.
Well, the way I see it is there's already like 2 kiosks of these dudes that fly like toy drones and sell them.
Yeah.
And they're like flying those all over the place. So if I'm just flying a tiny whip around, I don't think anyone's going to really be bothered by it.
Okay.
Granted, if I'm going like by the roller coasters and stuff, they might be a little bothered by it. But you give it a shot, right?
So, I don't know what I did with the video transmitter. That's a problem. Yeah, I like that antenna mount. Okay. Did it fall down between the cushions? Am I sitting on it? Not in my pocket. It's not there.
All of the parts for this build are in the description.
Yeah.
What receiver antenna would you pair with the AXI? I'm always, from here on out, I'll be using a Pagoda on my receiver antenna from Sold. Sold on the Pagodas.
Dude.
They're just too fragile to run on the quads.
I would disagree on the Pagoda. I go with the Mad Mushroom. I do a diversity, so I've got the Mad Mushroom on one and the 5 dBi patch from Immersion on the other. Dude, the Mad Mushroom is so good, but they're expensive and they're fragile. They're not ideal for running the quad. It's a 5-lobe right-hand polarized antenna, and the thing with the 5-lobe, the more lobes on those antennas that you add, the better cross polarization rejection the antenna has, and so whenever a right-hand polarized signal bounces off of something reflective, whether it's a building or concrete, then the signal coming back off that bounce is the opposite polarization. So if it's right hand going in, it'll be left hand coming out, and that's how you get multipathing. And the Mad Mushroom, since it has 5 lobes, is really good at rejecting that cross polarization. So you get a lot less interference when you're flying a lot of concrete and glass spots, which is what a lot of my flying is.
That's good to know. I might have to do that. I know I need to upgrade my patch antenna because right now I'm running like that. What is it, like the little Menace one, the little cheap little patch antenna one? It's good.
Yeah.
Does the trick.
Okay.
Vanover just said he got Skype and to add him to the chat so we can figure out what's wrong with this Tyrannus.
Okay, hang on a second, because right now I can't find the VTX. And if I can't find the VTX, I can't finish the build. What is going on? This is retarded.
Can you run left and right on diversity? I mean, yeah, but
you can, but it's not a good idea to run left and right hand polarized antennas on diversity. Yeah, I was kind of curious about that because I don't know how well you guys can hear me. I saw that Bot Grinder had some new antenna that had a left hand, a right hand, and a linear all in one, which that just seems like a bad idea because it's going to be picking up all kinds of reflections.
Oh, the triple... No, you're talking about the new Martin Barrett one, the triple feed patch?
Yes.
So it's not all in one. It has 3 different SMA connectors on the back so that it's 3 antennas in one. They don't use it all at the same time, so you can just screw it onto the different ones that you would need, yeah.
Gotcha.
So it's just, instead of having a left hand and a right hand patch antenna, now you just have everything in one.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's what I thought at first, too. I was like, how does that work? This doesn't make any sense to me.
Nice. I found the VTX, thankfully. That was going to be a very uncool finish to the build video if I had to be like, well, guys, this is as much as I can do. Okay, I'm gonna fire up the hot glue gun too. Oh my god, where is it at? This whole build's falling apart. Okay. Come on, sing a song and dance for him, Chris.
You want me to sing a song and dance, huh? I'm in the middle of a race, bro. What do you mean?
What's Vanover's deal?
What's the Mr. Steel mod? I don't know what the Mr. Steel mod is.
Mr. Steel mod for what?
Yeah, I don't know.
Are they talking about the 5 dBi mod?
Oh, how do you feel about reverse props?
Reverse props are an interesting idea that I haven't tried. I'm kind of curious, but I'm waiting to try it out. Oh wait, God, I'm retarded. The hot glue gun was right where I thought it was, which is right where it always is, which is right here by the desk. It had just slid out of sight. Okay. Boom.
You guys look tired. You look tired.
I am tired. I'm just trying to get this thing done. We're an hour and a half in. What are you guys doing? The Mr. Steel Tyrannus mod. So it's he just did a 5 dBi adapter on the basically you unsolder the connector or the stock antenna, solder on a 5 dB or a SMA connector so that you can plug in a 5 dBi antenna, and then that's the mod. Oh god, yeah. This definitely needs hot glue on it. So this is the one thing that I'm not sure I like about this whole antenna setup that we have installed on here, is with the normally I mount my VTX to the top plate, and then with it mounted to the top plate, I just unplug the connector so that I can take the top plate off. But if the antenna with the UFL extender is hardwired to that, then it's going to be connected to the top plate. So anytime you got to take it apart to work on it, that's going to be a pain. I wonder... Let me think about this. I might do this a little different. I could move that. I think I may mount both the receiver and the video transmitter side by side here.
So, my buddy Jordan, you met him at the I.O., right?
Yeah.
He told me that you tickled his beard.
That sounds disturbing. That doesn't sound like me.
That sounds like... He said you tickled his beard, bro. Are you a beard tickler?
I'm not gonna say that I definitely didn't, but that doesn't sound like me.
Oh yeah, get Van over in here.
Okay. Does he a friend of mine on Skype? I don't know if he is or not. I don't think he is. Alright. I'm gonna hit him up on to add me. Give me a second. Add. Next. Boom. Okay, I got that, got this. That's gonna make room here. If I do click that into place there.
Let's get right into the news. It's Keemstar's jokes. I had like all my friends texting me saying I look like Keemstar now. I do not look like Keemstar.
What is Keemstar?
He does like basically runs a news YouTube channel for like competitive gaming, like all the drama that goes on in like the competitive Call of Duty scene.
Gotcha. Dude, there's starting to be so much drama in FPV. Maybe I should start up the FPV drama news channel.
Drama news channel?
Yeah, that's what I'm just going to call it, like FPV drama. Alright, who in here would watch the FPV drama channel? Oh, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, his YouTube channel is called like Drama Alert Nation. It's literally just all about drama.
Come on, Ben over.
Isn't that already Rotor Riot? Yeah, what was up with the Woda Wyatt stuff?
I honestly, as far as that is concerned, like I don't know what's going on with that. Like it kind of started out as a joke, and that is that gonna fit there? That is not gonna fit there. My whole plan is thwarted. Dude, that thing is huge. That's messing up that plan. Okay. I think with a second piece of tape, that's going to be thick enough, and it'll work right there. Good Lord, that's a mess. All right. Tell Vanover to add me. I like sent him. I sent you my Skype thing twice now. I can't make all the things happen and build on a live stream, bro. Can't do it. Help me help you. Wait, has he added me yet? Maybe he did and I'm just not paying attention. Nope. I got no ad request from him. So, whatever, homie. Are you chatting with Vanover?
Oh, no, I'm not.
Okay. There isn't a new Rotor Riot pilot. Yeah, the whole trolling group is kind of interesting with Rotor Riot. I don't know.
Rotor Riot.
Yeah. It all seems just a little out of hand for me and my taste. I can't... You know, this mini quad community started out so small and tight knit, and it's just become, it's a very different community now than when I started out. Not saying this is a bad thing. I'm not trying to say bring back the old times. I'm just saying that, you know, things evolve and things change, and where it's at now is very different than where it was a while ago. I'm just going to tell you now, Chris, this whole installation of the VTX and receiver, it's not my best work. It's not what I normally do, but I mount my antennas very differently. I don't think it's going to go anywhere.
I mean, it's kind of a wacky setup because the whole all-axis antenna.
Yeah. It threw me off because to mount the VTX to the top plate, you need to be able to separate it from the bottom plate easily. And if you got that UFL connector with nothing holding it in place, then it's going to... if there's nothing on the UFL thing is going to come unplugged at some point. It's going to be a pain. So you need to like hot glue it or do something to keep it from coming loose. And once you do that, then your whole then you're hardwired the top plate to the bottom and screwed. So I just kind of had to double-sided sticky tape this whole mess in place. I don't think it's going to move that much. I might throw one zip tie on the whole blah just to make sure it's not going to move. But it'll work. It'll work all right. Okay, let's I'm going to do a couple continuity tests and then plug it in and make sure we're getting video. And then yeah, then all the wiring is done. I just need to put the top plate on the GoPro mount. Good to go. Okay, so everything seems to be good there. Come on, no whammies, no whammies. Good deal. Everything seems to be working. Let's take the lens thing off. I don't remember what channel I left that VTX on, but I'm just going to scan for it and see what channel it's on as is. We can put it on whatever we want in the OSD later. Boom. And it's on, and we have video with like everything that the Betaflight OSD has. I don't know if you've ever seen the Betaflight OSD with everything loaded up. It's a little obnoxious, but
yeah, there's more stuff on the screen than you can actually see picture.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so all of that is done. Let's tighten everything down, and then this guy is pretty much done. Oh wait, I gotta get the 3D printed camera mount. Now, let's do this. Dude, I like the silver Runcam Swift in there.
Yeah, that looks great. Great.
Amway. Yeah, David Tucker, I am going to be making a 6-inch Stingy build very soon. I haven't done one yet, but I want to do something. Not like now that I'm flying Crossfire, I'm not looking for something like ridiculous long range, but like medium to long range, ideally. Yeah. So I still got a couple things to finish up. We got zip ties for the receiver antennas, and which I don't do the one right here until the top plate is on, because if you put the top plate on and then you zip tie it right here, it will kind of make the antenna bend out just a little bit, which I like, so that it separates itself from the battery. And that's why I wait to do that until I've got a top plate on it. It kind of leaves it fragile while you're working on it, which is a pain. I should start just putting the top plate on, doing the zip tie, and then coming back to it later. Titan.
Oh, Vanover said he sent you a request.
Okay. Alright, then I'm going to go check that. Okay. Boom. Boom. Accept this. Add people. Add. Done. All right.
Show.
What up, Alex?
Oh, what's up,
What's
dude?
up?
All right.
Uh-oh. You gotta turn on. You gotta put on some headphones, Alex. Otherwise, we're gonna get mad echo from your
Are you serious? Alright, I'll go grab some
YouTube
headphones.
and your Skype. I hear me like talking like 4 times.
Alex, otherwise we're gonna get mad echo. YouTube and your Skype. I hear me like talking like 4 times.
This is like when people call into the radio and fail to turn down their radio. Okay. Okay, that's better.
Is that much better now?
Yes. Oh, this is
Okay.
nice. I wasn't sure if this was going to work out or not. I mean, actually I was, because Capper had told me that it worked. But the Stingy frame with the camera plate that comes down with those Rotor Riot little motor skids, it's got plenty of protection. The camera plates are sitting a good like ½ centimeter or more off the table that way. All right. So what's going on? Why are you struggling with
Nice.
liftoff there, buddy?
I don't know. It's like, okay, so this has got to be something with Tyrannus, because I don't have issues on Spectrum, but my Spectrum doesn't work with my Mac. I guess I say I don't have issues, but it doesn't work with Mac. Anyhow, I guess it's maybe my cable or something, but like putting it on liftoff and elevator and yaw worked fine, and then my throttle, it's like I have to slam my throttle to get it to work. So I either have to like go Sean Taylor and fly full throttle nonstop, or I don't know.
Did you go in and set all your inputs to like 50?
Yeah, I set all them in my radio to 50, so
Huh.
I get my Spectrum like dongle, it's like all wireless and whatnot. I get that on Tuesday, which again, I don't fly simulators that often, so I haven't really had to mess with this, but now I kind of want to fly simulators like Velocidrone and all that. Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's super fun, especially since like winter's coming for me, and that's gonna be rough.
Yeah, up in Minneapolis. Where are you at, Alex?
I'm in Dallas. Well, Dallas area, so we don't get.
So you get to fly all year long.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm taking my instrument written Tuesday, so.
Nice. Good luck, man.
I'm actually still focusing on. I told my parents, I said I haven't forgotten about my actual flying stuff.
Did you tell me that you were a private pilot? I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I got it just before International Open, so
Dang.
it was a pretty hectic summer.
Congratulations on that, and good luck with the with your instrument written. That's probably one of the hardest written exams in aviation, honestly.
Oh yeah.
ATP is kind of a pain, but ATP is all about like these outdated charts that nobody uses anymore, like performance charts and stuff. The instrument written is the one that's like that one was hard for me.
Okay.
But I'm sure.
Yeah, the instrument has been a pain in the ass. It's awful, but it's just a lot of. I've been grinding ever since I got back from Reno on it. So, but anyhow, it should go well. I use the ASA prep book and whatnot. So, all right.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It's got to be like some setting. You ever updated your OpenTX?
That's probably a good thing to do. Like OpenTX on the actual computer itself? Or
on your radio, like the new firmware?
No, I think... Well, let me see. I need to again, I'm not a Tyrannus user mainly, so gotta figure out where to... How do I find out which firmware I'm on?
Yeah, I don't know.
This is why I don't like FR Sky.
If the Tyrannus is powered up, long press the menu button, and it will take you into the back menus, and it ought to just tell you what firmware it's on.
Okay, I'm figuring this out now. This is why I don't like Tyrannus. Okay.
Just because you don't know
it. Hey, I love my Spectrum. I got Crossfire on my DX9 now. Oh, that's a magical setup.
But now is the Spectrum firmware that runs the CRSF protocol public yet?
Well.
That's the thing. Only if you're sponsored by Spectrum do you get to have the sweet Spectrum setup.
Hey, listen, I've talked to Steve at Spectrum about that, and they don't want to release it until it's like finalized, which I don't know how much more finalized it can get. But I will say you probably don't know this, but they're actually redoing their whole protocol
for the Spectrum. Aware. They're working on their own long-range system, and I think that's why he's not releasing the protocol for CRSF, because they want to do their own long-range radio. That's like the mindset at Spectrum, and that's why I'm just not a huge fan. I like stuff that, like, if you're gonna make it work, don't make it work just for your pilots. Make it work for everybody.
You know, I agree. I think that should be.
Sorry, I don't mean to put you in an awkward spot here.
I'm just. Oh gosh, it's like so. All the local guys I fly with fly Tyrannus, and so of course, joining Team Spectrum, I got a very hard time about Spectrum and whatnot.
That Team Failsafe.
Oh my gosh! If I hear Team Failsafe, like reading these comments, oh my gosh, I'm like so pissed off. I'm like, shut up! Like if I see Team Failsafe one more time, I'm gonna go crazy. And then I go to Steele's website for the first time, and I see like Team Failsafe shirts. I'm like, oh my god! Like this massive troll.
After you set all of your inputs to 50, did you redo the like radio calibration in liftoff?
No, I haven't tried that. Firmware I'm on in my Tyrannus is 2.1.6.
Yeah, that's not the new firmware. 2.2 is the good one.
What the hell? Okay, so do I need to update that then? It should still work with the simulator, though.
I mean, yeah, it should. I would try going in and like trying to reset up the controller configs first in the sim. Go over to controls. Then just like run through the wizard.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
Dude. These camera plates, I think that these are,
A little tight.
yeah, it's just a little tight. I'm having to file down the top plate a little bit, too. It's the first one that
I love
I've
how
had.
everyone in this. I love how everyone in the chat when I said if I hear Team Failsafe one more time, just like said Team Failsafe fail. Oh my goodness. Hey, at Reno, I saw a ton of people with Tyrannus Failsafe. And if you think about where we were sitting, like we were sitting in between a ton of metal and then even more metal beyond that in the middle of the course, and I never had any issues with my Spectrum, but people with their Tyrannuses, maybe it was something. I think people were having issues with X4Rs, which is kind of weird, but no, there were people fail-safing. I saw one person, unfortunately, in an actual like final 16 race have a fail-safe briefly, but like it threw him way off a gate and whatnot, which kind of sucked. So just saying, hey, didn't have issues. I wasn't even running Crossfire. I was just running pure Spectrum.
You know,
Yeah.
I've had X4Rs failsafe on me too as well. It's like they just like give up.
Just like, I'm done.
Yeah, and no, and I mean, at that point when it starts happening, like I had mine, I was outside my house just like trying to hover it and just do some LOS stuff, and it was fail-safing right in front of me, and I was like, so at that point in time, I just tossed the receiver. I use the XSRs now if I'm going to do that, but I'm all Crossfire now that I can use it on the QX7.
Yeah,
So don't they have this like? Isn't there like a new receiver now for the Tyrannus that's like even smaller than the XM Plus or whatever?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the RXSR, which I got some of those headed my way, and I'm kind of stoked on trying it out, but I'm also like really liking Crossfire, so I don't know. It's like, what am I gonna do? What did I do? I had little 3M washers. All right, I'll throw those on later. I'm putting the top plate or the camera mount on and the top plate and everything, and we're calling this bad boy done. I'll put the washers on for your camera mount later.
Yo, Chris, do you have Velocidrone?
I do.
I need it. Let me try that. See if Velocidrone works. Apparently now I have to like. Okay, let's see. Let me try that. Maybe it's a. I hope maybe it. We'll see if it's a liftoff issue or not.
Well, you're gonna have to change to another model, because I know with like all of your inputs set at 50, your quad's just gonna flip uncontrollably on Velocidrone.
Holy crap!
Just like
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but so wait, who was it that was saying the? Yeah, J10, the Crossfire, their TBS actually is. I think that there will be a smaller diversity receiver built for mini quads at some point in the near future. I don't know when that'll be, but
Hey, have you seen the new immersion RC system that they're coming out with, which is like going to be the Crossfire killer apparently? Well, I say it.
I don't
I
know
saw
about Crossfire
at Reno.
Killer.
I'll take a leak real quick.
I know they had it out at Reno. What did you see about it?
Well, it was funny because I never met Chad Nowak or Drew, so
Yeah.
we're like on the top of this hill, and they pull up and they're like, "Hey, you can't fly quads here." I'm like, "That's got to be Chad." And no, they had the new system out there, and no, they flew from the bottom of the mountain to the top of the mountain. I even DVR'd it. It was pretty cool. I mean, we were flying Crossfire, and we made it to the top of the mountain and back I think our like on an open area like that, 900 megahertz is just fine. But I do agree, like when you're going behind trees and stuff like that, metal being on 433 megahertz with that immersion system is probably gives you better penetration. So, who knows? I wasn't having issues with my Crossfire.
I've been flying my Crossfire, like flying it on the complete backside of office buildings. So I'm putting like whole buildings between me and the quad, and I'm not having an issue running it. Like I've found that 500 milliwatt on the Crossfire is enough that I can fly until the 5.8 video is completely gone and not fail safe. So there's not, and the you can still go up to a 1 watt and be legal, and you can still go up to 2 watts and be illegal. So I think the Crossfire has more than enough penetration for me. I'm curious to see what immersion does, but you know, I know that Anthony was really active in the thread on GitHub for the QX7 issue with the 400K serial output. So I have a feeling that he's probably doing some kind of 400K serial protocol, and that's why he was having issues too, and trying to work out and figure out a solution for the QX7. So I mean, it sounds like it's probably going to be basically immersion doing the same thing as what Crossfire's already done.
Yeah, pretty much. A little behind the game.
Yeah. Okay. I got these nice fancy... I'm just taking a set of props. Most people would do this with old ones. I don't have any old ones, so I'm just cutting up... Well, I don't have any old clear ones, so I'm just cutting up fresh props that I don't use, these shark tooth ones. And making some ESC
So you can't
protectors.
get liftoff to work, huh?
No, I'm loading Velocidrone right now. I think it's gonna be my my like cable or whatever.
So
it's pretty
yeah, it's a little flimsy cable. That I had issues with a crappy cable before. You need, for some reason, I think it needs to pass more power through it or something. I have no idea.
yeah, J10, I understand why Trappy gets frustrated with that also. And in terms of the issue with the QX7 is the first batch didn't have the issue. It works fine, but there's a onboard surface mount component that basically is not able to handle the 400K serial connection. I did a whole video on how to fix it. Damn, that just shot over there. You basically have to remove a surface mount component and then solder in an inverter. I think UBAD has it's like a 40-cent part on DigiKey. It's really cheap to fix. You just kind of got to not be afraid to crack your radio open and do it.
Yeah,
and
UBAD is coming out with that little board for it.
Yeah.
I don't know when they're going to do it, but
it'll be there at some point. Alright. Last step, and then we're calling it quits on the whole live stream. I'm just putting these ESC protectors in place.
So it doesn't make sense on my Tyrannosaurus, like, and it's probably the cable, but like pitch and yaw are like perfect. Like there's zero lag. It's when I try aileron and throttle that it's like, it's like, it's like I have to slam it. But like in my Tyrannosaurus, it says it like on the screen, it's just fine. Excuses.
it's weird. It does it for Velocidrone as well?
Yeah, on Velocidrone as well. So it's not just.
Yeah, it's probably the cable.
Yeah, that's what it's sounding like. Dude, I'm not sure that I like the look of this setup. I'm gonna have to find. It's looking a little janky, but your LED's exposed and protected. Oh well, it's gonna work for this build. I'll find something prettier when I build mine.
Kevin, have you been flying your Win 5?
No, not at all. It's like sitting over here in parts. The VTX that I put on this guy is actually the VTX from that quad. I never did get around to fixing the broken arm on it. Just not a it's not really a... The Win 5 is a great frame for racing, but it's not really a frame for carrying a GoPro, and pretty much all the flying that I do is aimed at getting footage, and so if I'm not carrying a GoPro, then why am I flying it?
Yes. Hey, I took your advice for freestyle, and I put a GoPro on my Stingy tonight, and it just, I'm the exact opposite. I can't stand the weight. It's just from flying 450 gram all of weight quads to like 630 is just... Dude,
well, there's your problem. Your Stingy frame is way too heavy. What'd you build with it? Because mine weigh in at 600, like 590 to 600 grams all up.
Oh, really? Wait, yeah. What's the weight of your battery?
150 gram.
Oh, wow. So you're 1300s. I'm rocking 1600 milliamp thunder powers, which like 175 grams. So that's going to automatically I'm running the 2206X hours on it, and then just race flight bolt stack. So nothing crazy, but no, it's like I came out of a dive. I flew 3 packs with it. I've been mainly practicing for races like Korea, but no, I came out of a dive with it towards a gravity gate. It's like, oh crap, wait, full throttle, just not used to it. It's like, multi-GP at the what was it, Nationals. After the event, they wanted me to fly with a GoPro to do their for like their media and whatnot, so I took the Stingy frame and actually did that, and I think they put the footage on one of their news things or whatnot. It actually didn't turn out bad, but it's like you could definitely tell when you compared my DVR footage from my like racers to the GoPro footage. It's like night and day difference. That one messes with me.
Yeah, I've done the same. Like a couple times when I go out and race UTTs, I'll run my Chameleon just so I can carry a GoPro around, and it just, I don't know. It's harder in corners. You like blowing out corners because it's so heavy, and
yeah, it's all about what you're used to. I always fly I don't know, for me, like I go out to I don't know, I'm just not a competitive guy. Racing just isn't my thing. I could care less. So I like to go out and fly and just enjoy flying and hang out with friends. Like today we went, and it was me and Nick and Steele and John, and we had a good time, and we flew and we hung out and gave Nick a hard time about crap, and just, you know, tried different things and found new spots, and then, you know, made some, I don't know if there's going to be a video from that or not. It was just about having a good time, and then went and had tacos. It's all about the FPV and tacos. You got to have tacos.
Hey, so. You need to tell Nick that I'm still mad at him for taking me out at International Open in the hurdle section. I went up to him because we have this whole top mount versus bottom mount argument. So I always told him, I'm like, no, bottom mount's the way to go. And I think I put it on my story or one of my Instagram photos. I had like a Win 5 with the new X-Over motors, and I had the battery strap on the top of it. And like 8 people, including him, commented like, definitely top mount. So I will say, I like the way it's flying, and now that they've gotten the whole turtle mode thing figured out, it seems to carry better into corners and whatnot. So we'll see. The Win 5 wasn't really designed to be a top mount frame, but I'm making the most out of it. So, but anyway, so I'm gonna get a lot of hate mail from Nick about that. I've always told him like, no, definitely bottom.
Okay, decision time for you, Chris. Do you want the Do you want the full battery pad, or do you want like part of the battery pad?
Part of it. Do it like how you did it. Just like cut out a couple little chunks and put it on there.
All right. I just did this again today, and I've changed my mind about like which little chunks I like cut out. That guy. And then we'll cut right there. And then just a little cut right here. Dang, what's your radio say there?
It says, "Welcome back, Lord Fluxy."
Oh man, Schizo used to have the best one ever. It was like the Tyrannus chick's voice, and it would say, "Oh, Schizo, you've come to touch my button, Schizo." Like it was all like seductive, and it was hilarious. But I think he's changed that long ago now. Oh hell, he doesn't even fly Tyrannus anymore.
So is John like flying Futaba? Is he flying Spectrum? I'm not.
Well, that's kind of the thing. Like a lot of the, not gonna name names here, but a lot of the Futaba guys are switching back over to doing Crossfire, and Futaba does not support CRSF protocol right now. So you know, you do the math. But no, he's doing the Futaba thing along with Nick and Johnny.
I know Johnny's been running for like Korea and whatnot, and I know he's been on his like month-and-a-half tour. But for Korea, they told us that we had to run Crossfire on all of our stuff, so he's probably going to be continuing. Which kind of blows for me. It's like I told the race organizer, I'm like, "What? You don't think my Spectrum can do it?" but but no. So it's kind of the sucky part about some of these races. It's like they're really cool tracks and whatnot, but kind of sucks if you're like on Futaba like them and you don't really have a choice.
Dang, well that's it. It looks like this whole build is done. I'm gonna throw a battery strap on it, and the only stuff that's left to do is, you know, set it up in the software, which I'm not gonna try to do that for the in the whole live stream. It's too much. It's already been too much. It's 5 hours worth of build video. Oh my god. What's even going on in the chat? What are you guys doing? You guys are like, the chat is in their own world.
Yeah, it's its own thing right now.
Like, you guys have your own drama. Like, there's like drama unfolding that I kind of saw some of it, and I decided to just stay out of it. Oh god.
Why does everyone freak out about my antenna placement on my Win 5 where I like mount the... Is that like pretty unusual to mount the FPV antenna out the arm?
No, I see a lot of people doing that.
Yeah.
I mean, most frames these days, you don't see that, but with the Win 5, it's in the Unify Pro, it's the way I do it, but like, I've seen 4 people now, like, why do you mount your antenna like that? I mount it like that to get it away from my... keep it away from my RC antennas, number one, because you don't want the two super close together. But, I don't know. It's more space inside. I like having lots of space inside the frame to, like, for, like, the stack and whatnot. I don't know.
Dude,
I thought it was pretty normal to do it, but I guess not.
that looks so dope. I love... Alright, I'm gonna change cameras here. Yeah. Dude, just look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That looks so sick. I love the stickers. Thank you, Stick It Skins, for sending in the alternate ones. Fluxy went with the stock X-Hover ones, which are also dope. And yeah, all right. Anybody got any last minute questions before I sign off for the night? Because I appreciate you guys sticking around for so much of a live build. Like, this has been an ordeal. I am going to be doing some more live videos. I don't know what they're all going to be. I had some requests to do an overview of my QX7 and what I'm doing on it because I did do some mods, and I think for that I'm gonna go ahead and do that as a live video because I always get a lot of questions. I do the double switch arming setup, and everybody's always like, "How do you do that?" So like I'm gonna show how to set all of those things up in a live video where I can answer questions. So there's gonna be a live video for that coming up and some other live videos. Good golly, the hate and the do a beta flight setup video. Yeah, I thought about doing that with this guy, but it's just, man, live videos go on forever, and yeah, I don't know what to do with it. Got a new beta flight F4, and I don't get telemetry to work. Well, for telemetry to work, you have to, it just depends on your radio. There's so many things. Like with CRSF protocol, it's different than when you're running like a X4R with the smart port. Like the settings are different. So it really depends on your gear. The best, Google is your friend for that. Tiny Whoop or GoPro Session. Oh, if you're going to buy stuff, oh man, you're probably going to have more fun with the Tiny Whoop. GoPro Sessions are dope and fun. If you want to make videos, then do that. Like I enjoy making videos and doing edits. You know, I kind of got a little too serious on the whole video side back in December and burnt myself out. And at International Open, it kind of got me back to the roots, which is just doing things that I'm excited about and then sharing them with other people. And so I kind of want to get back to doing that. That's what I've been doing lately. And it's a lot easier to stay stoked on going out and flying all the time if you're not turning it into like trying to make it a business. I'd rather just do little things, helping you guys out, doing giveaways like this, live streams. I did not think it through of how long the live stream was going to take. I don't know about there will be no more live stream build videos. This has been way too much. But there will definitely be a lot of I'd love to go daily again. I don't know. I got a whole day job and stuff that it's hard to do that much content unless I'm doing that. When I did my daily videos, you guys don't know this, but I was like working graveyard shift basically. So I was like working every night, flying every day, editing a video for 2 hours before I went to work at night. It was by the end of the month, the last night that I was supposed to work that month, I called in and I was like, when you're a pilot, you can call in fatigued. And I called in fatigued. I was like, I'm too tired. I can't work. It's not going to work. Yeah, I'd like to vlog the day job, but as far as doing that, it's like, number one, I have to fly the plane. I have to load the FMS. I have to deal with like getting fuel and like basically as a pilot, you're like in charge of making sure that everything gets done. You're like the general manager of the whole operation. I don't know. And there's so much to get done. And then number two, it's actually illegal to record in flight, and the FAA is already all up on me. I've had to have meetings with them about the FPV stuff, and I don't need them to be able to point directly at something that I did, like running a camera in flight on a plane that I'm operating. For them to come after me. So
sounds pretty bad.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna do a vlog at work. I tried to do it once when I was going daily, and if you don't include flight footage, it feels like it's lacking. So I don't want to do it again unless I can come up with a way to do it and make it interesting. And there's just too many things that I have to do for work when on the ground, and I can't video in flight. So it's like there's nothing left to really do.
Can you like mount a GoPro like behind where you sit? Is that illegal?
Yes, that is illegal.
Okay. What about like in general aviation though? Like that's commercial.
You know, a lot of people do it, but you're not supposed to, because if you look at the fine print, what it says is that if you could find an old camera that doesn't have Wi-Fi and all these wireless features on it, then yeah, you can legally, actually. But because it's got Wi-Fi and all that stuff on it, it's considered a wireless device, and you can't use the wireless device in flight. That's the bottom line. So
Fair enough.
yeah, Alex Edit's doing it, and I know that there's a lot of other pilots that are out there doing it. The FAA has cracked down on some pilots that have big social media accounts. I'm already like towing the line with the FPV. I don't need to push any more buttons over at the FAA. I feel like that quad mini boys bad is like your. I feel like if I say that, then you're gonna I'm gonna end up in some porno, like a mini quad porno. I'm scared to say that, Caleb. What are you gonna do with this footage? The kid in the live stream, that's Alex Vanover. He's another ex-hover pilot. He races. He makes good freestyle videos when he's not bitching about my frame being too heavy. Yeah. What else? Anybody else? I think that's about covered it for the questions. Oh, and his phone's dead. That's over. Yeah, raw flight video. I could drop raw flight videos, but man, I'm a perfectionist. I like making the video, I love cutting it to music where it I don't know. The raw flight videos are cool, but I don't know. I'm a perfectionist. That's like putting out an iPhone without touch screen. It's got like a bunch of buttons on the back. It's just not done. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to wrap it up, call it a day. I hope you enjoyed. Click that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Like I said yesterday, if you didn't subscribe already, I don't know why you're in a live 6-hour-long build video. But thanks for being here. Like it, subscribe, come back, check out other stuff, mostly flying videos. I'm going to stop the live video, and I am out.